Good evening. Welcome to the December 4th, 2023 meeting of the Stillwater City Council. This time I will call the meeting to order, and I'll ask that you all stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, we don't have any proclamations or presentations on the agenda tonight, but I do want to say welcome to Kimberly Meek here to my right, who is this new Stillwater City Manager. Let's all give her a round of applause. She started late last week, and I'm sure is fully up to speed and knows everything that she needs to know and is all ready to go for the meeting tonight. We're excited to have you here.
Thank you.
Welcome to Stillwater. I'll also note that we have an assistant city attorney, Kim Payne, sitting in for us tonight, and our vice mayor is not here tonight, so it's a little bit of a different dais today. What else? Anything else I need to get off the top? I think that's it. Brady, we appreciate your service up here. I'm sure it feels better sitting down, not up on the horseshoe. All right, let's move on to item 4 on the agenda, which is the consent docket. Councilors, questions, comments, or action on the consent docket?
I would like to pull item F.
Councilor Clark would pull item F. Further action on remaining items.
Motion to approve the consent docket minus item F.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent docket minus item F. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, the consent docket minus item F is approved. I don't have anyone signed up for public comment on items not scheduled for public hearing tonight, so we'll move to item 6, which is items removed from the consent docket. Councilor Clark.
I would just like to hear more from staff on this particular issue. The $250,000 that we're not going to recover, and why, and what benefit do we get from that money, and
Thank you, Councilor Clark. So this ties back to the redevelopment agreement that the SEDA trustees approved on April 19, 2021. In the redevelopment agreement with Lakeview Landing LLC, under section 3.2, assistance in development financing for pre-development cost, this is under the authority's obligations. And so the authority being the City of Stillwater or the SEDA trustees, agrees to advance $250,000 of the assistance in development financing to be dispersed to the redeveloper for the payment of pre-development cost. And then it goes on right after that to say what happens if, like, what is our collateral? It says, which shall be secured by a conditional assignment of all the redeveloper's rights, titles, interest in the design development documents and construction documents. So basically, to sum this up, in these larger redevelopment agreements, the authority agrees to give $250,000 to help establish some of those architectural designs, the engineering drawings, some of that initial, I don't even call it seed to the project to help it advance. And so all of those documents that Lakeview Landing did, which includes the architectural design, the concepts, the renderings, and a lot of engineering work because of the location that it is close to Boomer Lake and all the inundation easements and all that process, all those documents are now the rights of the city. And so.
And are they in our possession?
Yes. Oh, yes.
So hypothetically, if someone wanted to pursue this project in the future, we have this work done, paid for.
Yes, there's been well over $250,000 of work that's been put out for this project that is ground ready. And that's another reason, there was a TIF established around this area, obviously for Lakeview Landing. There's an amount of work that goes into establishing those TIFs. The mayor's involved in that process. And we bring in those taxing jurisdictions to approve those TIF developments. And that TIF is still there to incentivize if a developer called us today. And we have received a couple calls regarding the area around Boomer Lake Station. So there still is interest. It's still a benefit, and that $250,000 is definitely money. It is materials and designs that we now have the rights to.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Brady.
Thanks.
Councilors, action on item F.
I move approval of item 4F.
We have a motion and a second to approve item F off the consent docket. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, that item is approved. That takes us to 7 general orders. 7A is consider approval of Block 34 revised supplemental donation agreement. Mr. Moore? No, sorry.
So as you'll notice, or you already have noticed on the agenda tonight, a lot of the budget amendments and contracts and the items here are regarding Block 34. So it's an exciting night. As you remember, earlier this summer, we brought some of the final donations that we needed to see in order to proceed with putting the project out to bid. Tonight is like kind of that final step before the groundbreaking, which we've all been so anxious for. And so we're so grateful for the gift of the Irby family, and that they're in the audience tonight, and their incredible generosity to our community for Block 34. And so the supplement donation agreement, which is on this item that we're discussing, is a previous agreement that was brought to you with some changes, and I'll just highlight some of those changes. The amount of donation has increased from to $3,026,665. And what that $26,000 increase is for is, as Candy will highlight in her presentation on the next item with the awarding of the bid to Crossland Construction, is that when the bids came in, the numbers were favorable, and that all the alternatives for the project, some that council was really wanting to see occur, like the stormwater project, came in very favorable. And so we've been able to fund all those alternatives which are here, which is exciting news for our community. But in Steve's Irby's incredible generosity in the kind of the meeting that we had, realizing that there was a little bit of a gap, he said, I'll go ahead and fund that. So again, just stepping up to the table with his own resources and his family's resources to contribute to our community. And so that number is now $3,026,665. There was some other cleanup in the language. The only changes were basically we had in there restricted use. It couldn't be on some of the alternatives. Well, now that all those alternatives are funded, we needed to take that out of the document. Other than that, it's very straightforward, just the process to which the payments will go. And yeah, with that, I'll ask if you have any questions. And again, Mr. Irby and the Beckstrom family, who's been a big help in this whole process. They've been tremendous to work with alongside during this whole design process, and it's exciting to see that we will be breaking ground soon.
Thank you so much, Brady. Councilors, any questions?
Just a big thank you to the Irbys for their ongoing generosity to get this project up over the finish line for us. So thank you very much.
As we've said more than once, it wouldn't have happened without the generosity of the Irby family. So we do really appreciate this way you've stepped up and what you're giving to our community.
Is there action on the item?
I move approval of item 7A.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item 7A. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, that supplemental donation agreement is approved. Takes us to 7B for bid approval.
Good evening, Mayor and Councilors. Candy Starring, Engineering Director, here to talk about the bid award for Block 34 that Brady just mentioned. We do have a huge appreciation for Mr. Irby and his family and Simmons Bank and all the other volunteers. Jim Beckstrom's here tonight and his wife Nancy, everybody coming together to make this happen. It's been a long time coming and we couldn't be happier. The project plan is shown here on this slide. Block 34 is bounded by the bold streets there, Duncan 8th, Husband and 9th. It includes the stage, pavilion, water features, lighting, benches, beautiful landscaping, and then the blue shading shows the roadway reconstruction that will be done on 8th and Duncan. And then on the right, the figure shows the stormwater improvements that will start at 8th and go all the way down to 12th that will help us with nuisance stormwater mostly along there. And Also, I want to mention, if you'll train your eyes on the 8th and Duncan blue shading and the stormwater, that these are both time initiatives, and time being the acronym Together Investing in Municipal Excellence, and that was a transportation and sales tax fund proposition that was passed, and without the voting people, these projects would not be possible. So a lot of numbers here. The base bid from Crossland is what I'm going to go through because it was initially the parent low bidder. The base bid was $11,386,104.90. There were 5 alternates, and I won't read the numbers there, but alternate 1 was the stormwater that we converted to an alternate to make sure we were able to fit it in the project. And that's kind of the same reason for all the other alternates too, to make sure we could get it done with the money we had, and or to reduce the project with a nice number like the $255,000 on the composite metal panels. So alt 2 is the interactive playground, alt 3 was the music play equipment, the metal panels I mentioned, and then the alternate pavement section, we were able to save some there. And when we add all the alternates to the base bid, we get the $12,142,794.80 number. The team, the staff and the larger team met to talk about the alternates, and they ultimately decided they all should be selected, with number 4 and 5 being a reduction to the project. So adding testing, construction management oversight, and contingency to the project brings us to the new total of $13,337,354. I want to call attention to the construction management oversight. We don't always do this. We do this a lot of times on our water plants and wastewater plants, but because this is a very unusual undertaking for our infrastructure staff, we're used to utilities and roadways. We're not used to high-end concrete that's made for parks and pavilions and stages and all the lighting that's happening. It's not what we're used to. So we have solicited for professional construction management oversight support. And we're going to look at, we have received the proposals and we're looking at those. We expect not to spend more than $300,000, but we're asking for that to ensure quality and a really a great project outcome that we want to ensure that. So that 13,337,354 is brought to the slide, and this is a summary of the funding plan. Our private donations total the $7,156,665, and city funds, staff work together to identify the right funding sources for the remaining $6,180,689, and those funds are transportation, sales tax, the stormwater, TIF 3 infrastructure funds, general fund reserve, city capital, and the visitor amenities fund. And from all of those on the BAs tonight, you'll see those totals get to the $6,180,689 to get our total funding. Anticipated schedule, and I think we've all experienced enough about project schedules lately that they don't always get hit, but this is our target, and we believe we can come close to this as long as nothing goes wrong. We'll do contracts and bonds in December and be doing pre-construction submittals and scheduling and mobilization December, January, probably ready for a groundbreaking in February, and construction will go through August 2025, and then we'll close it out after that. Strategic priorities are shown here. I think number 5, unique culture, is also listed in the report as another strategic priority. This Block 34 is going to be an economic engine for Stillwater, and using this $6.2 million in city funds was generated by the community, and in this way it's returned to the community for their use in things like quality of life, recreation, music events, downtown business activity, and tourism. It's going to be a premier park and a community gathering space, and it's going to increase our quality of life overall. Oh, I don't want to go there yet. Y'all have any questions yet before we do recommendations?
I do. On the alternates, could you talk about the composite metal panels? What was that?
There were 2 types of panels. Our city PM might be able to help me here. There were 2 types of panels, and the other ones they look better longer. Their finish stays prettier longer. And these are a nice option, but not the high-end panels, is how I think I would ask you to look at it. And so because we were so strapped for funds, we took the panels that were Still nice, but not the best.
Okay, so we have good, better, and best. We want better, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll just chip in. I think it was zinc, right? Where the other panels were the nice ones were just like unfinished zinc. These are a painted metal, and if I remember right, I think the ones that we picked are the ones that Mr. Irby has had on Kickers building for the last several years. So we felt like they were still a pretty good option, given that they still look pretty nice out there on the Kicker facade. So, and it saved us $250,000.
Yeah.
Yes, big savings.
Could you just verify, as I was looking at the amounts, and the storm drain on Duncan lists for about $960K, but what we're taking out of the transportation fund is about $4.4 million. I just want to verify that the $4.4 million that is coming from the transportation fund will go to transportation-related projects around that area.
Yes. So, to do transportation, there's a lot of other connecting pieces and parts and things in the road that have to be taken care of as well. And so everything that is done in these 2 blocks, and the curb and the ramps and the underground things, that's all covered in that number, and it's all eligible for transportation sales tax. And our finance director, Christy Cluck, makes very certain that we are never not following those rules.
Thank you. I had no doubt that you did, but I wanted to make
Yes,
sure that
yes.
publicly we discussed
Yes,
that.
thank
So
you very much. Any more questions? Ready for recommendations?
Please.
Our recommendations tonight are to approve bid 58-2023, award of a unit price contract including alternate bids 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to Crosland Construction Company for $12,142,794.80 for construction of Block 34. Approve budget amendments authorizing total expenditures not to exceed $13,337,354, which includes construction testing, construction management, oversight agreement, and contingency, and authorize the city manager to execute the construction agreement with Crosland Construction Company.
I'd like you to read that one more time faster.
I could probably do it. Thank you all.
Thank you, Candy. Counselors, further questions, comments, or action on the recommended?
Motion to accept staff recommendations.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the staff's recommendation. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, that staff recommendation is approved, and I would say that that is the most significant thing that has happened from Block 34 in about 25 years. So. Thank you again to the Irby's, Kicker, Simmons Bank, Bank First, the Beckstrom family. I mean, so many people. The Community Center Foundation that's been involved. I mean, there's so much, so many folks who have contributed to get us to this point. And again, just the beginning, but it's fantastic to have a bid out and to have construction getting ready to start here in the next few weeks. So we're very excited about that. Thank you all. All right. Item 8, resolutions. 8A is Resolution CC-2023-44, a resolution of the Stillwater City Council authorizing and approving the submission of an application to the Oklahoma Department of Commerce for the Energy Efficiency Lighting Retrofit Program for the transition to energy-efficient LED lighting for the City of Stillwater Norman McNichol Municipal Complex as an energy savings project. Shelley Crines is here.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, councilors. Shelley Crines, Grants Manager. On October 2nd, you received a report from Brady Moore about energy savings projects that the city needs to do. A lot of them were within the interior of City of Stillwater buildings and infrastructure. And one of the projects was the interior lighting, changing the lighting that we have currently to LED. This grant opportunity is through the Oklahoma Department of Commerce. If we receive this grant, we will be able to retrofit the interior lighting from what we currently have, which is T4 fluorescent bulbs, to these 10-watt LED lights, which should give us a significant savings each month and annually. There's $400,000 available statewide through this program. Not a lot, but it's $100,000 more than they gave out last year. So statewide, $400,000. They're going to give out 2 to 10 grant awards. So we're hopeful that we'll get it, and then we can continue with these energy savings projects. So
Thank you, Shelley. Counselors, any questions? Every little dollar helps, right?
yes.
Thank you. Counselors, action on the resolution.
I move to adopt resolution CC 2023-44.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, that resolution is adopted. All right, reports from officers and the board. Ms. Payne, anything from the city attorney's office?
No items.
Ms. Meek?
It's time to speak. It's that time of year to apply or renew your burglar or fire alarm permit registration with the City of Stillwater. Permits are $6 per alarm on your property. Residents who are at least 62 years of age and also government entities do not pay fees. Applications are available online at stillwaterok.gov and in person at the Stillwater Police Department. We want to help in all ways possible to keep you and your family protected and safe.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
Really well done. Thank you. Councilor Hawkins?
We hope you can join us this Thursday, December 7th, for the annual Holiday Parade of Lights on Main Street from 9th to 7th Avenues, then over to Husband. The event kicks off at 6:30 p.m. with candy and lightsabers for the kids, or adults probably. The parade will begin at 7 p.m. and afterwards we will have the official tree lighting at 8 p.m. at Chris Salmon Plaza at 9th and Main. Throughout the holiday season, we hope our residents and patrons enjoy the free carriage rides, holiday lights set to music at Chris Salmon Plaza, Santa and Sensitive Santa from the North Pole, lights on Lake McMurtry, and much more. For more information about the parade, go to stillwaterok.gov/holidays and go to Visit Stillwater Calendar for a full list of community-wide holiday events at visitstillwater.org/events. As always, thank you for shopping and dining local for holiday gifts and food.
Thank you very much. Councilor Clark?
The city is accepting applications for citizen representatives to fill positions on the Board of Drainage Appeals, Building Trades Board, and the Board of Adjustment. Each board consists of 5 members serving 3-year terms. If you would like to get involved in your local government and help make Stillwater even greater, please consider applying online at stillwaterok.gov/citizen boards.
Thanks, sir. Councilor Harden?
On Friday, December 15th, from 4 to 6 p.m. at Everyman, which is now called EM, at 615 South Main Street, will be the first ever Public Safety Holiday Roundup. This is a holiday celebration with Stillwater Police, Stillwater Fire, Animal Welfare, and Emergency Management. There will be hot chocolate, sweet treats, and plenty of holiday cheer, along with flashing lights for emergency responders. We hope our residents and patrons of all ages can participate. I'll see you there.
Excellent. Lots of fun holiday things happening here over the next several weeks. I have a couple here because the vice mayor is out. I'm actually going to add another one, so we'll just talk for a while here. City offices will be closed on Monday, December 25th and Tuesday, December 26th for the Christmas holiday. City offices will also be closed on Monday, January 1st for New Year's Day. The calendar for waste management is adjusted to accommodate the holiday season. For the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's, normal trash, recycling, and yard waste pickup will be delayed a day since both holidays are on a Monday. For example, if your normal trash pickup day is on Friday, then your trash pickup will be on Saturday for those 2 weeks. If you need additional information or the collection schedule, go online to stillwaterok.gov/waste management or call Waste Management at 405-742-8269. We'll also let you know that on Tuesday, December 19th, from 5:30 to 7, Stillwater Regional Airport will be hosting SUA for the holidays. Please bring the kids out to the airport to meet Santa and enjoy cookies and hot chocolate. There will also be opportunities to win $2,000 in American Airlines gift cards by entering the Fly Home for the Holidays contest with Visit Stillwater. $1,500 in American Airlines gift cards will be given to winners who have shopped locally during the holiday season and submitted their receipts in the amount of $50 or more. However, $500 in gift cards will be awarded on December 19th at the SWO holiday event. So all you have to do is show up. For information on how to enter to win gift certificates, please go to visitstillwater.org. We hope you can join us on the 19th. And as always, choose Stillwater Regional Airport for your traveling needs. I will also just mention that this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, is sign-up period for our City Council Seat 2 election, which will be Seat 3 election, thank you, which will be in February. If you're interested in running for City Council, you'll need to sign up during the day tomorrow, 8 to 5 at the Payne County Election Board office at 6th and Duck, or Wednesday. So before 5 o'clock on Wednesday if you want to sign up for that seat. I don't have anything else on the City Council agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
With a motion and a second to adjourn the City Council, please vote. With a vote of 4-0, the Stillwater City Council is now adjourned. At this time, I will call to order the Stillwater Economic Development Authority meeting for December 4th, 2023. Trustees, questions, comments, or action on the consent docket?
Motion to approve consent docket?
Second.
With a motion and a second to approve consent, please vote. With a vote of 4-0, the consent docket is approved. The only other item on this agenda is considering approval of the Block 34 revised supplemental donation agreement, which is the same agreement we discussed at City Council. The SEDA is also a party to that agreement. Any further questions or comments on the agreement, trustees? Is there action on the item?
Move approval of item 5A.
Second.
With a motion and a second of the agreement, please vote. With a vote of 4-0, item 5A is approved. Any reports from the officers of the board? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
With a motion and a second to adjourn Stillwater Economic Development Authority, please vote. With a vote of 4-0, SEDA is now adjourned. At this time, we'll call to order the Stillwater Utilities Authority meeting for December 4th, 2023. Trustees, questions, comments, or action on the consent docket?
I move approval of consent.
Second.
With a motion and a second to approve the consent docket, please vote. Sorry, I'm speeding through it. With a vote of 4-0, that consent docket is approved. Item 5A is approval of a budget amendment allocating $630,000 for the increase in costs of chemicals used at the water treatment plant. Mr. James Driscoll seems to be represented by Brady Moore this evening.
Yes, James was sent home by the HR director today for not for feeling ill. So in order to follow policy, I am here to present to you the chemical budget amendment at the Stillwater water treatment plant. So basically in FY23 and FY24 budgets, we just carried over the same budget amount when we adopted the FY24 budget. Last year in FY23 in March, as you can see on the slide, trustees approved a $210,000 budget increase allocating, for the increased cost of chemicals in the FY23 year. So we were anticipating a cost increase as well for this year. This chart shows you...
Brady, excuse me for a second.
Yes.
The agenda in front of me says that we're talking about the Block 34 revised supplement donation agreement.
On SUA,
Yes.
item 5A. Mine says approval of...
Well, good. What got posted?
I'm on the website version.
I just downloaded straight off the website, and I have the budget of the chemicals. Are you sure you're not on the SEDA?
SEDA
On?
has.
I'm on SEDA.
We're on SUA
We're
now.
SUA.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Coffee will be served later.
Thank you. I apologize.
It's all right. We jumped through them pretty quick. All right, so we're on...
Go ahead.
Item 5A. Mr. Moore.
Yes. As I just stated, we anticipated an increase in the chemical price in a budget amendment for this year. So this chart shows the FY24 cost increases. You can actually see by year some of those cost increases for the chemicals. James highlighted on the calcium oxide, or what we call quicklime. In FY23, you can see to FY24 it increased 29%, up to $280 per ton. And then he also highlighted the liquid oxygen had an 8% increase for 100 cubic feet. Again, this slide also shows some of those cost increases for the chemicals per unit price. And as you can see there on the percent changes, those are not friendly percent changes that we've seen on the different gases, especially chlorine gas, 169%. So just as far as addressing the budget and funding, the water fund does contain the necessary funding for this budget amendment. And before I give you the recommended action, I can hopefully answer any questions or ask Candy to come up and help me.
We'd like for you to explain to us how these chemicals work, Brady.
Yeah, I'd love to go into the process with you, Mayor. There may not be enough time.
Trustees, any questions on this item?
Will this 630K that we're going to vote to approve, will that get us through FY24?
Yes, that's a great question, and James asked me to mention that, so thank you. It will. There's some buffer there. They feel like this will hopefully be the last budget amendment for chemicals for this year to get us through FY24.
And then will this amount also be, will our FY25 budget be increased to annualize this?
Yes, I think as the new budget process goes through, Christy Cluck is shaking her head yes, and
Okay.
she gets to work with our new city manager. Yes, I think that will be a adopted change.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any further questions? What's your recommendation, Brady?
I have a motion to approve a budget amendment increasing the water treatment plant budget by $630,000 for increased chemical costs.
Trustees,
Motion to approve staff recommendations?
Second.
we have a motion and a second to approve the recommendation. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, that item is approved. Nothing else on this agenda unless there's a report from the officers of the board. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn the SUA. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, the Stillwater Utilities Authority is now adjourned, and that concludes our meetings for the evening.